Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Lost on a Mountain in Maine, one of the most descriptive titles, and yeah, that's what this movie's about. And this is from director Andrew Boodhoo Keitlinger, and written by Luke Paradise, and this tells the story of a young 12-year-old who winds up getting cut off from his father and his brothers up on a trip into the mountains in Maine, and must survive on his own. And this film, bare bones, is a moving and trying film that really gets you emotionally connected. You care about this young man, played by Luke David Blum, who gives a really fine performance. The parents are played by Paul Sparks, who I think gives a really fine performance as this, emotionally distant father who's aware of the fact that, hey, this is how my father was with me, and maybe I need to try better to not be the same way. And this experience really changes things for him. And you have Caitlin Fitzgerald, who plays the mother in the situation. I think they give fine performances, so when it's cutting back and forth, they anchor down at least the scenes back home. I do feel like the biggest thing against this film is, even at an hour and 38 minutes, it feels long and overdrawn because, in 2024, you've seen so many survival films, and it's hard to make them feel fresh. This decides to go in a more abstract route, and it just feels really ineffective. It's trying to do some of the things like The Revenant did, not quite on that same level, but similarly, and those were the parts that didn't really work the best for me watching The Revenant either. And this just feels a bit too derivative of any other kind of survival film. Obviously, the big difference is this is a teenager trying to deal with this situation, and it's one of those kinds of things you feel like, hey, I care about this kid. He's going through some tough stuff, but after a while it just feels a bit repetitive. I think it's well shot. I think there's enough tension there. I think there's good performances. This is a rock solid kind of survival thriller that has that extra heart. There's a couple of inspired elements, it keeps cutting to these older people that feels like this documentary footage of remembering back to this incident. I think that adds something a little bit interesting, a little bit different to it, which makes it feel a little bit more fresh. But at the end of the day, this is a solid, well acted, well put together survival drama that, does what it needs to do over the course of its runtime. And those are my thoughts on Lost on a Mountain in Maine. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.